In a quiet African village, where every shadow seemed to hide a secret, a young bride named Amina stepped into her new life. She had just married into a respected family, and with that marriage came her mother-in-law, Mama Koto. Mama Koto was a woman both feared and admired in the village. People said she carried traditions older than memory, and her words were never taken lightly. On the night of the wedding, while the fire still burned outside and the drums echoed in the distance, Mama Koto handed Amina a gift. It was a small wooden box, wrapped tightly in a piece of red cloth. Mama's eyes were sharp and unblinking as she spoke. "Keep it close. Never open it at night. This gift will protect you." Her tone was firm, leaving no room for questions. Amina, though confused, accepted it with both hands, whispering her thanks. The days that followed felt ordinary at first. Amina cooked, cleaned, and tried to win her new family's affection. But the box never left her side. Every night, she placed it near her bed, just as Mama Koto had told her. And then, one night, she heard it. A faint scratching sound, like tiny fingernails dragging across wood. She sat up, heart racing, staring at the box. But when she touched it, it was silent again. Her husband dismissed it with a laugh. "You are only tired, Amina. Forget the box." But how could she forget, when each night the sound grew louder? The villagers began to look at her differently. Women whispered behind her back, and even children seemed uneasy when she walked by. Amina tried to ignore them, but the unease grew. One evening, she left the box on the shelf before bed. Hours later, she woke in the dark, only to find it sitting on her bed beside her pillow. She hadn't touched it. She hadn't moved it. But it was there. Watching. Waiting. Fear battled with curiosity until one night it became too much. Amina's hands trembled as she pulled away the red cloth and slowly lifted the lid. Inside lay a small carved figure, strange and ugly, its shape twisted between human and shadow. The moment her fingers brushed against it, the candle flame died, leaving her in complete darkness. And then she heard it, a woman's voice, crying softly. The sound was so close it felt like the breath of the dead. "Why did you set me free?" the voice asked. From that night on, nothing was the same. Food spoiled in the kitchen before morning. Mirrors cracked without reason. Her husband, once strong, grew weak and sickly. The house itself felt alive, with whispers curling through the air. And through it all, Mama Koto remained silent, watching her with eyes that seemed to know everything. Finally, Amina could no longer bear the weight. She went to her mother-in-law, clutching the cursed box. Her voice broke as she demanded an answer. Mama Koto sighed, her expression heavy with secrets. "That box," she said, "holds the spirit of the first wife of this house. She was consumed by jealousy, her soul bound by our family to keep her from destroying us. I gave the box to you, Amina, so it would not follow me. Now it follows you." The truth was a dagger in Amina's heart. The gift had never been a blessing. It was a curse, passed from bride to bride, trapping each one in a cycle of fear. The spirit grew bolder, appearing in mirrors, whispering threats in the dead of night. One evening, as the storm raged outside, Amina heard the spirit's voice clearly. "Give me life, or give me hers." The figure's shadow stretched long against the wall, demanding a choice. Shaking, Amina remembered the red cloth. Wrapping the box once more, she fled the house at dawn. The ground was wet with rain as she dug into the earth with her bare hands, burying the cursed gift deep where no one could find it. Slowly, the whispers faded, the air grew still, and for the first time in weeks, she felt a fragile peace. But peace does not last long with such curses. That night, Amina returned to her room, exhausted yet hopeful. She laid her head down, thinking the nightmare was finally over. But as the moonlight crept through the window, she saw it. The box. Sitting silently on her bed. The red cloth folded neatly around it, as though it had never been touched. And from the shadows, Mama Koto's smile gleamed in the dark. "Sometimes," the story whispered, "gifts carry more than love. Sometimes they carry the weight of generations. And no matter how far you run, some curses never die."